You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Sensational from him. Rafael produces a moment of utter magic.
Teo Hernandez al volo! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia!
Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
Good evening, everybody. Look at Presidente giving us a new background, Steve. He's been working overtime, you know. Do you like this new little background? He's got the big name, live streaming. You have to put that on there. But how are you, my friend?
Very good. Very good.
We got almost already at 30 live viewers. We appreciate everybody on there, but we're going to get this going very soon. And Steve, Juan Salazar saying just in time. You're just in time, but you could always, press rewind and watch it from the beginning. But Steve, you want to get the show on the road or what?
Let's get it on.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here, where we talk everything Milan, the Capolista Milan, fastest goal in Serie A, maybe Milan. And we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a heck of a week for Stevie P, for Vinny T, for Milan, going 2 games, and it is the holiday season. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, Steve. Let's get the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Let's talk about what's been going on, and I wanted to talk about... First off, I did have a beautiful chat yesterday with David Fante from Milan Club Philadelphia
It must have took 3 hours to do that.
Honestly, I had to cut it off because we were ready to talk, and the first lady was on the video. She was serving Chardonnay to David, but he wanted me to lay you a message, Steve. Very important. Not only to say Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas, but they wanted you to know that on this bus of theirs, the first lady, she wants you to know that she will be serving drinks. It's all-inclusive. It's an all-inclusive bus. That if ever you and Frank wanted to get off the couch, I said, I'm still walking towards the bus stop, but she wanted you to know that the drinks will be a-flowing. That's the message that I had to send. Thank you to
me and Frank, we speak while you guys speak in the limelight of Milanismo worldwide. Me and Frank and Chicho, we talk in the darkness. We know what's going on, and we're happy on our couch. He's invited me into his home. The grand fireplace. He has El Wape. He's playing. He's playing the piano, the grand piano in Chicho's house. And every time we want something, boom, it's there. Frank, he's got the bourbon. He's got the cigars. Me and Chicho are good. We have to stay grounded.
So it's gonna take a lot more for you to get off that couch, you and Frank, to walk towards that bus, right?
It's gonna take a lot more, yeah.
All right. On that note, I just wanted to take the time, guys. We did speak an hour before game time to our Patreon members. I want to give a shout out to Gio, Steve. Gio, it's 5:00 in the morning in California, Steve. He's getting up. He's getting dressed. He's got always the Milan jerseys. And you know what? To all our Patreon members, from Sabrina to Mike to Peter, Franco, Gio, David Fante, Francis that Snake, Nick, Timmy Barone that joined us on yesterday, Dino, Colin, Ian, Ricardo, Steve, Derek, Angie, the First Lady, Ahmed, Khalil, my cousin Johnny, BJ Mack, Youssef, Talal, Tommy Time, Tapiwa, Daniel Facone, Nathan, Ryan, Andre, Juan Milanes, Hashem, Polly, Nahar, and Erzving, and Greg. Guys, honestly, thank you so very much. Not only you guys have helped us, pay for all these, Steve, they're Milan Weekly podcast expenses. We got to pay for the software. GoFundMe, they want to charge us an amount. It's okay. It's all going back to charity because Patreon is helping us pay for that, that fee that they're going to charge us on the $3,000. How's the Jello shopping so far, Steve? Have you found anything?
It's a bit delayed, though. It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Is this going to be in your downstairs kiddie pool, or are we waiting for springtime? Well, what's the plan here?
No, I'm fixing up the garage.
Fixing up the garage from over there, but I just wanted to say a big thanks to the Patreon members. We really appreciate everybody supporting us out there.
Gio and his fantastic jerseys. Always love to see Gio.
Yes, honestly, and Gio, I don't know how you do it. 5 o'clock in the morning, you're always there, always the first Patreon to message us. But that's what you get. Other than I share some videos from my hard drive. Steve, I don't know if you were able to see. I gave him the 1994 World Cup video. I gave him the football greatest Marco van Basten, which is like Hakan van Basten, right?
Of course,
that's what we're going to call him. That's our new nickname from there. But thank you for anything in the housekeeping realm, Steve. Happy birthday to Presidente.
Yes.
He turned 72 years old.
Happy birthday to Mario Tonura.
Yes. And Presidente turned 72. He's in a body of a 43-year-old, but he turned 72.
Immaculate body. Immaculate.
But don't worry, Presidente, because it's been a while, but we're going to make fun of you because the people are asking for it. On that note, Steve, do you even want to talk about Genoa, or we should get straight into the game on Sunday? Let's talk, you know what, let's Genoa it's a while back. Let's talk about the game yesterday. Did you have a time to have a sip of coffee, Steve, before that first goal, or
Yeah. I was ready. I was sitting down, and look, you're gonna get goals like that, and it's not our fault, Like, I've been watching and seeing all these tweets and comments and posts and looking for that needle in a haystack, another way to bring down something that Milan did, which unfortunately now we're all used to by now, right? So, guys,
we have the haters.
If you don't show up. When the whistle blows, you're going to get scored on.
They were asleep. I don't give a... Like, you know what, guys? You saw that article, right? Leao was already in the opponent's section when they started. Sassuolo got caught sleeping. I don't give a shit about if it's an illegal goal on paper. You got caught sleeping. That's it. Is there any other explanation for that, Steve?
No, every other explanation is just another excuse, another attempt to bring down what Milan did at the start of that game, and it's exactly what they needed. They needed to start fast, and we started fast. We started the fastest that any team has started, at least Serie A. I know for sure. I've been actually seeing some posts that it might be the fastest, or close to the fastest ever. So.
In the end, Pioli had said it, the work that did on training. And hey, it worked. They caught Sassuolo sleeping. And in the end, it worked out in our favor. But, Steve, did you see that guy up front? I believe his name is Leao. I believe he showed up on this game. I have no idea. Oh, hold on a second. Did you not see him clearing headers, corners with headers, tracking back, right? Forget the goal that he scored, but he was a completely different player to me. I don't know what you saw from Leao, but I'm not saying, I like what I see, but we need consistency because we've seen this performance from him, but we need to see this more often. But to me, Steve, I'm sorry. He was tracking back. He was attacking. He was all over the place, but it was a very happy thing to see. I don't know if you agree with me.
Look, the goal, he was up for the goal. I just find that he disappears. And we can't have that. We can't have him disappearing. And he disappeared during that game. So for me, again, I love the compilations. They're going to see the 3-foot passes that Leao does. There's a lot of people doing a lot of hard work to get him in those positions. And, unfortunately, they're going to go to... They're gonna go to levels to test Leao and what he needs to do because he's young, because of the price tag. And right now, for me, I don't see him as a clear-cut replacement for anybody, right? I think that he needs time. I think that he needs to play. There's obviously talent there, but for me, sometimes, Vinny, the body language, the juvenile mistakes, like I get he's a young player, but now you're in year 2 of Serie A.
But you gotta agree with me, Steve. You gotta be happy with his performance on Sunday.
Not
No,
really.
forget just the goal, right?
I don't have to be happy. I don't think he did much more than the goal, to be very honest, Joe.
Steve, come on.
There was not much. There was not much more there.
He tracked back, Steve. He was
Vinny. I don't need
Yes.
my number 9, my striker to be tracking back.
But isn't that
It's okay? Yay! Let's throw Leao more flowers. Yay! You Leao tracked back. We spent $35 million for someone who tracks back. Yet we're still looking for a replacement for Ibra. Yet he still can't find the starting position. Only when there's injuries.
Okay, can you at least say that there was a lot better performance than what you were expected to see from him?
Vinny, I expect a lot, Vinny, and what I'm getting is not enough for me. That goal, I don't care that he has the fastest goal in Serie A history, because if they come back and they tie the game, we drop more points. That fastest goal doesn't get me an extra 2 points at the end of the year.
But you're still happy with this win, are you not?
I'm happy with the win. I'm unhappy that we didn't keep a clean sheet. I'm unhappy that another young star, future star, potential star. I have to be careful because now everybody jumps on everything that I say. Hogan didn't look like Hulk Hogan in that wall. And, you start playing soccer at a very young age.
That was
and
bad.
They tell you from the beginning, from the time that, you play at a certain level where you need a wall, don't move in the wall. And if you're scared to take a ball in the face, get the fuck out of the wall. And at a professional level, you have to make me finish. At a professional level, you can't be scared of a fucking ball.
I can't explain what happened there, but yes.
It's very easy to explain. He chickened the shit the fuck out, and he moved in the fucking wall. And it cost Gigio a clean sheet. It cost us a clean sheet. And it cost us to deal with unwanted pressure in the end of that Sassuolo game, which Sassuolo, guys, had no business being in that game.
Yeah.
No business.
They didn't show up this game.
No, Sassuolo didn't show up. So no business. And something very, very juvenile and stupid cost us the clean sheet. Gigio was pissed, and I like that he was pissed, because God damn it, don't move in that fucking wall. Now they put the guy who lies down in the back. When I used to play soccer, that didn't exist.
No.
They would have went crazy. So you can even jump if you want. Protect your face, protect your balls, and that's about it. You can't move in the wall.
But, on that note, Steve, talking about protecting balls, Hulk Hogan, or Hogan, we'll see from where, he was not protecting any balls. But, Steve, the Milan Weekly podcast, the viewers, the listeners, is supported by Manscaped. And you know what? I have to give a little shout out to our Patreons that they needed the haircut in Kuwait, right? Our fellow Patreon member did not have any hairdressers. I told him, get himself some Manscaped, but Hauge didn't protect any balls. We got Manscaped to there. It was still a win from Milan, but we're gonna get into Manscaped after. I just needed to do that plug from there. But Steve, I know people might think of you as negative, whatever, we won, but I think you're calling it as you see it.
Guys,
I'm sorry, you're right.
Negativity here, guys. It's the way it is. You don't fucking move in the wall. And you score one goal doesn't mean you had a fantastic game. The people have to stop with this Twitter shit. I think that they're concentrated on just the title. You understand?
Let me ask you this. What is the difference for you from Hulk Hogan, right, to Kalulu's mistake against Genoa? How do you differentiate those mistakes? Kalulu screwed up, right? Did not clear the ball well, and they came and scored against us. How do you differentiate those two mistakes? Because Kalulu has been playing well, right? Yes, he bought himself back with a goal. Do you think if Hauge would have scored, would have forgot about this mistake?
No, not at all. You still remember the mistakes. The Kalulu mistake, Vinny, it's in gameplay. There's a lot of things that could happen. You understand? There's players that make errant passes, and you know what? If we start calculating every errant pass and track it back to a mistake, we're never gonna.
It was a bad mistake.
We're never gonna. Yeah, it's a bad mistake, and it's fine. He has to live with it. But you also have to understand that the circumstances of that game. He comes in. He starts his first regular start, his first real start, and you have to have a little bit of patience with that. But there's no excuse at this professional level that you're moving in a wall, and that's what it is. You don't move in the wall. You don't.
Okay. But you still give him a shot. We still like what we see. I know he's been a lot more performing on the Europa League stage.
It's fine. It's just, again, we're going to go back with Hogan. We're going to say the same thing again. We're going to say he has to understand, and someone needs to tell him that Serie A and Europa League are two different games.
I totally get that on your end. But look, in the end, Steve, we won, right? We're still 1 point ahead. We still have Lazio. And I've been reading a lot online that, the game against Lazio should show or, demonstrate the kind of character we have as a team. Kessie's not there, Steve. We've been on Team Kessie from day one. We've gone low on the guy when the time was, when he wasn't doing very, very well, but we're always been on Team Kessie. How much is this going to be, a problem for Milan not having Kessie in that midfield against Lazio? Because I don't know, Steve. Honestly, I don't know what kind of Lazio we're gonna get on Wednesday. We saw the Dr. Jekyll on Sunday against Napoli. Are we gonna get Mr. Hyde? Or are we gonna get superpower Lazio? But it's kind of worrying me. And I'll be honest with you, Steve. It's the first time this year, with all the injuries, that we've had, it's the first time I'm worried. Am I right to being worried? Obviously, I want to believe in my team, but I don't know how you feel about Kessie not playing.
It's going to be a tough game. We're missing a lot of players. People are going to forget that. What they're gonna, if we go on to grab a tie, people are going to consistently say that we dropped points. If we win, they're going to say we got lucky. If we lose, they're going to say that Milan's not good anymore, right? So. You have to look at the game with, when we beat Lazio last year in the end of the season there, when we were getting towards coronavirus, they did not have their best team out there. And we said it. I said it. I said, yeah, we beat Lazio. They were just missing their best team. Against Lazio, guys, we're going to show up, and there's going to be a lot of new people in that starting lineup, and a lot of the players that we're missing are key factors in this Milan and the success to Milan. For me, my message, if I'm Pioli, it has to be, guys, just go out there and play. Go out there and play and do what you do. There should be no pressure on these guys. And it should be the same way like it happens when, Lazio doesn't have all their players or Inter doesn't have all their players. In the end, you have to go out and you have to try to get a result. We're going to try to be lineup guessing from now till Wednesday. I don't know what he's going to do. He's really missing a lot of people. There's a lot of starters that chew up quality minutes, and we're already not very deep to begin with, right? We keep on saying this, and I keep on harping on this, but depth in Serie A is something that's often overlooked, but it's very key. It's cost Lazio last year, and you see this weekend the changes that Juve made. It's pretty really disgusting. Where you're bringing in Chiesa at the 85th minute.
Yeah,
it's a complete. Whether we hate them or not, guys, you have to be realistic that these are the times when we can't drop points, and unfortunately, we've been lucky for 20, 25, 26 games now. Guys, the luck, unfortunately, it always twists. You can never be lucky for the whole season. I wish we can. And we have to see. The game is always played for 90 minutes and anything could happen. And I believe that's from the beginning of the whistle to the end. But sometimes you have to just be realistic, manage your expectations and your emotions, and say, you know what? Unfortunately, the chips, I don't want to be fucking cliche, but unfortunately, the chips are stacked up against you, man. You don't have enough chips to go in and bet.
I like it. But Steve, I'm gonna make you listen to our friend, one of our friends here sent us a voice note. So here we go. See what you got to think about this.
Good evening, gentlemen. Francis the Snake speaking. Milan's gap at the top of the table has melted away. Funny enough, it happened a couple of weeks since Maldini mentioned Milan, Scudetto, dream in the same sentence. All of a sudden, Milan seems to hit a patch of bad luck. A few things have been bothering me, actually. One main thing, how do you guys feel about all these post-game celebrations from the Milan player in the dressing room, on the bus, like they've won something? They look like a bunch of punks to me. And it seems the fans are feeding off of it to have the audacity to think that Haaland would be interested in moving to a club like Milan at this time. I think it's a bit ridiculous. Guys, can we put everything back in perspective? And please tell me how you feel about the situation.
Francis the Snake, our ex-co-host from Milan Weekly podcast and Red Card Weekly, he likes to jab, right? He's taking jobs that were not, it's only 1 point from over there. Steve, do you have a problem with the Pioli's on fire?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't have a problem with all.
Absolutely not.
Answer
absolutely not.
This one.
It's absolutely not, and I'll tell you why. They're not doing it on an individual basis, And I was criticized when Leao was out and there was a game going on, and Leao was on Instagram and promoting his rap video. That pisses me off. But when things are done together as a team, and they're not saying in those videos, they're not saying, "Hey, we're gonna win the Scudetto."
No,
they're a bunch of young guys who nowadays this is normal, having fun, And we always say it. We say, you know what, these players look like they're not having fun anymore, And I look at his Inter team. And it's not because it's Francis, but I've told him this many times. You could be good, but you tell me that Inter team is having fun? I don't think.
I don't see Lukaku be.
No, but I get it, and maybe you know what? That's something that maybe Conte doesn't want. And you know what? If that's his rule, I get it. But they look miserable. They have all kinds of problems. Same problems that they've had throughout the years, where they cannot find that chemistry. Now you have these guys that they look like they're having a good time, and we want to take it away from them. They're not saying in those videos that they're going to win the Scudetto.
They're just happy.
And then we go back to Maldini and talking about Scudetto. It's only normal. The papers are going to ask him about the Scudetto. They're on top of the league.
What did he say wrong, Steve? What did he say wrong?
He didn't say wrong. He didn't say wrong. He said you could dream, and that's okay. And it's okay to dream. It really is okay to dream. He didn't say we're going to win it. And that's, again, our generation reading the title, reading what we want to read to get our point across and to make sure that our point is the one that gets heard the loudest. Milan is going to win the Scudetto. No. Because we do this every week, and I keep on saying, guys, manage your expectations.
The only person that's been saying that is the only person that's really believing all the way is David, right? So
that's to his credit. If he believes from the beginning and in the end, they went chapeau to David.
He wants to be excited. Guys, can you let us be excited for once? Don't talk to us about penalties and how your goal is 6.2 seconds. Let's let it. It's been 9 years we've been suffering.
Honestly, I would take these videos over my lead striker and his wife dominating the headlines of my team on national TV and just ruining the credibility of my team. Come on, I know it's gonna piss you off because you support Inter. It's gonna piss someone off that Juve has done it. Now Milan does it. Okay, Inter doesn't do it. That's fine. But to say that they're punks and to say that they are young, we have the youngest team, And unfortunately, social media is part of the equation now in professional sports. I'd rather them celebrate as a team than celebrate individually.
I love it, and I love it how they're young guys, Steve, but they're listening to 90s dance music. So I love it from over there. But hey, something to celebrate. On a side note, Steve, I just want to take the time. I completely forgot during the housekeeping, but you have your own, right? But let me just show it off here. And thank you to Mike from Milan Club Dublin. Sent us over this beautiful Fino alla Morte. And it's a very comfortable shirt. Thank you very much, Mike. So I just want to take the time to thank you for that. But yes, Steve, I'm with you. I'm enjoying these little videos from over there and seeing them win because we haven't seen them for a while, right? We haven't seen. Would we picture Traore and Honda singing?
It's just a bit. It's a bit to show the fans. Hey, look, we're having a good time. Times are there's a pandemic going on. There's a pandemic, and Francis is worried about Milan's celebrations after victory.
I love it.
Put that into perspective.
We have to get Francis back. You know what? The next derby, we're going to have him as a special guest because he likes to push our buttons. We like to push his, and we love him, even though he's a snake. Steve, our friend, fellow Patreon, Andre, sent us a voice note as well, directly from the motherland, from Mother Russia. And I wanted you to hear it out and see what we can answer him.
Hi, Vinny and Steve. Let me tell you, you're the best still, and you're professionals. You don't pretend to be, but you are. I got two questions for you. First, related to our latest signings, rumors which go into the media, which is Memphis Depay is possible, and loan in January for Real Madrid striker Jovic, and the win, right, from Marcel. I don't believe we can sign all three. If we do, that would be the perfect one. But I think that we have to choose the best pair. So for you, basically, if you have to choose the best pair from those three, and for example, you can sign any of those, but only two. So who would you choose? Which players from those three Milan presently needs mostly, and which would be the good combination for each other? So, for example, Depay Thauvin on the wings, or Jovic as a central forward, and one of those with different skills. And the second question is related to the good performance of Pierre Kalulu and his good passing. Would you consider him as the next Desai, for example, and move him up to defend the midfielder position? Because we have been good discussions that his skills, his passing and ball controlling skills is higher than a central defender, for example, needs. And he would be good to be in a defender midfield position, maybe to be a backup for Frank Kessie. Thank you very much, guys, and Forza Milan.
Thank you, Andre, for sending it out. Steve, I'm gonna tie it over with one of the question from Patreon, right? And it's actually from, let's see here, was it from Patreon? And okay, so it's from Greg, and it comes into Andre's question. It says, although it's a small sample size based on Kalulu's performance as a CB, should be third priority after striker and midfielder. Is it telling that much of the conversation surrounding the Lazio game is about the absence of the midfielders and not the central backs? Clearly, most people do not see Kalulu as a huge liability. His sudden playing time makes you wonder how many potential youngsters rot away on the bench simply because they never get a chance to play. Anyone who we bring in the January Mercado should not be in the stagnate and growth of Leao, Tonali, Kalulu, Gabbia, or Auge. So, does he make asking us what kind of players will we get? It's something to mention, Steve, that let's say a game like against Lazio, we're not talking about center backs. Is it because we're hurting a lot more in the midfield that we're not hurting as much as the strikers? But to his point, to Andre's point, what do you make out of all this?
Oh, guys, look. in the midfield, guys, it's a bit of bad luck. You lose two guys to injury, Tonali and Benacer, and then Kessie's on 4 cards and takes another card. It's not going to happen every week, guys. We have 4 people there, and and people forget that Krunic puts in some minutes as well. Is he the best? No, but at this point, this is the depth that we have. And Andre started off with, I'm going to give you these 3 players, and these 3 players, I know that we cannot sign them all. It's obvious, guys. We're not going to sign them all. That's for sure. Memphis Depay, it's I don't know how many years we've been going after him, and he's been in the transfer rumor wheelhouse for Milan. But he wanted to go to Barcelona, and luckily for him, that didn't happen, because who wants to go to Barcelona now? And if he ends up at Milan, I want to know where Memphis Depay wants to play at Milan, because if he wants to be on the left-hand side, I agree with the question from Twitter. I don't want to see minutes decreased for Hauga, Leao, Rebic, because we have Depay on that side. For me, it would be striker, because obviously, guys, and I said it at the beginning of the year, the Mercato for me got a low grade because I didn't think we had someone to take the place of Zlatan. And it's coming to fruition right now. It's only going to get harder, guys. The longer he's out, and I think that now it's at 30 days, the next, and it's not the original hamstring, it's something else now. I don't know. I think it's maybe I don't know if it's the calf. They don't know. I didn't read really in depth on what I just saw. Oh my God, he's out longer than we thought, and I was really pissed off. Look, guys, the right hand side needs help. Salchicha maker, great. Castillejo, great, but we're not going to the Champions League with Salchicha maker and Castillejo, and I'm going to repeat it again.
It's harsh to say, but I think it's the truth, Steve. Right? It's like we might make it through Europa League with those players, but we're not making Champions League with. And I'm not taking anything away from the players. Is that the form is there, but these are not the kind of players that the a lot above average of work, getting to world class players is going to take you through all those rounds in Champions League. And I don't have a problem with that. There's nothing taken away from the guys, right? We just have to be realistic.
Yeah, there was a second portion of I think it's Andre's question, or I don't remember who. We have to, again, like we manage our expectations of Milan, guys, please manage your expectations with Kalulu. I think that right now he's already playing out of position. So he's a right back. We bought him as a right back, and we're playing him next to Romagnoli at central defender because we don't have anybody else. Another position where we were missing someone completely. Because I don't know, Musacchio's still injured, Durarte, we don't even want him to fill up the water bottles because he might get hurt. So, look, guys, you're missing a central defender. You're missing in the middle of the park. And you're missing at striker. Those are big holes. Yeah. The only one, I'm going to say one, because I'm very generous with the Kajar, Romagnoli, and Gabbia trio that I liked. Mm-hmm. I always said I think we needed another one. And you know what? Maybe blessing in disguise, maybe that other one is Kalulu.
Hopefully.
But in the middle of the park, guys, he was not going to go buy another central midfielder. And the other one that he did have control of was the replacement for Zlatan. And, he gambled, and I get that. We don't have all the money. We don't have all the money that we think we have. And especially, January is a tricky window because you're bringing someone in. He's coming from another league. He has to get accustomed. We all know that if he's not speaking Italian, that's going to take him even longer. So we have to be careful with the January transfer window, and the guys will come back, right? And Jonathan is, thoughts on Simakan and Tovin from Marseille. And that was part Tovin. That was a part of Andre's question too. Tovin, we're gonna need to know what Hakan wants to do with his career.
Exactly.
Does he want to continue with Milan? If not, if like, and I'm pretty sure they don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of what Hakan's plans are come January. And if there's no interest to renew with us at the price that we want, because we need to control this negotiation, then I think Thauvin is an important signing. I'm not going to pretend that I followed the player all his career at Marseille, but I think he has quality, and I think it's a good gamble, right? It's a good gamble to replace that. And again, what are you going to do with Brahim Diaz at the end of the summer? There's a lot of questions, guys. It's not going to be cut and dry, the Mercato in January, right?
Yeah.
Simakan is a central back. I always said, I think they needed another one, but now with Kalulu kind of like dipping the cookie inside the espressino, where he looks not too bad at central back, but do you want him as a backup for Calabria? Again,
we're getting told that Thauvin is a right back, but at Milan he can play any position. That's
Thauvin is a right wing. If it's right wing,
yeah.
Again, we need to see whether it's to replace Hakan or not, or someone at the right wing. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked before we go to that.
In the end, Steve, from all these players we're talking about, we should use the president mentality and get him on the cheap. Am I wrong?
Get him on the cheap.
Speaking of getting stuff on the cheap, yourself and I, right? We've been able to give our listeners, our viewers, this nice promo code of 20% off for Manscaped. We can talk about this product. I know you were able to use it this week, but Steve, I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spot. It's been asked for, but can you please bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture on how Presidente's Manscaped situation went on?
Guys, Presidente, he's the master of great deals. He was looking for something. He did not hear of Manscaped before this story, so I'm going to give you a prequel of how our adventure started with Manscaped. He was looking for a tool to groom in his nether regions, and he came across the Snowblower 2.4.
The what?
The Snowblower 2.4. This came from another website other than Manscaped, which he got from another country other than Canada, to be politically correct. And it didn't work out for Presidente. Caused a rash, a bruscamento delle cosce. He got the rashes, and it just didn't work. And then the epiphany happened, and Manscaped launched in Canada, Vinny. Manscaped, humongous news. Manscaped launches in Canada, guys. Look at this beautiful thing, Vinny.
You got a travel bag with the whole kit, Steve?
It's called the Shed, guys. The Shed. The shed that everybody has in the back. They usually put the lawnmower. Well, look, guys. Once you open up the shed, the lawnmower comes out.
You got 7,000 RPM ceramic blades, Steve. Ceramic blades. Look at that. Look at that purring like a kitten.
Ceramic blades, guys. Waterproof. 7,000 RPMs. There's a light, guys. If you can't see in the dark, there's a light. Now, Vinny, you know that I represent the larger portion of Milan Weekly Podcast. I'm not a GQ model. I have La Panza. I have a stomach. Guys, the lawnmower does not clip your balls. In the past, I was trying, with the stomach, you have to lift the balls a bit, and you have to go with the uzzaparel, the little razor. Guys, it's very hard. Once you hit, the balls, and I call it the valley of death. From the balls to the ass crack, guys, it's dangerous down there. With the lawnmower 3.0, guys, it's beautiful. I don't have to worry that there's gonna be a Dexter scene in the shower, blood all over the place. Oh no, because it doesn't clip. It just takes out hair.
I would like to admit, Steve, that after following the instructions, I did not clip myself on this time around. So fantastic product. And then I went with the, as we call it, the ball preserver. Very nice. And ladies, maybe your men, for Christmas, maybe they're going to take care of everything. Some people have used it on their chest. Some people have used it on their beards. But here, we're talking about the nether regions, as the Steve.
This is the call to action. I cannot be. Oh, guys, I even forgot. I just looked at myself, and how great do I look in my Manscaped T-shirt? And they also sell that too, guys. And I'm double X, and it fits like a glove. It coats my nipples. It hugs my stomach, makes me look fantastic.
Even you were very.
I did not try them yet. I have to be honest. I did not try them yet. But the call to action, guys, is if you're looking for something to groom, your balls will thank you. Go on the website, Manscaped, and type in our code. Go do your order. Type in the code MWP, and they give you 20% off plus the free shipping.
Present and notice that usually, like if you go into the page, Steve, it gives you an automatically 10% discount. You got to take that out.
Take it out.
Do not do like Presidente and order from Wish for the snowblower 4.3, as you said.
No,
Steve.
The snowblower Presidente had a bad luck with the snowblower 2.4.
And please, guys, get the real stuff. MWP is your promo code launched here directly in Canada, amongst other countries. But thank you for anybody that's using it. And to the First Lady of Philadelphia, call us if you have any questions. If David needs some grooming. He looks like a hairy man, David. He's got the nice beard. He looks like he's got a hairy chest, but maybe he's a manly man. But on that note, Steve,
you know what he looks like? Dave looks like the 20th century's Al Borland. Remember Home Improvement? The guy Al, the neighbor. He never used to, Al. He has the beard now. Dave, he shaved it off. He wears the plaid. Good for him.
If you say so. On Patreon, Steve, Paul is asking us, good evening, Vinny and Steve. How impressed have you guys been with Kalulu? He's only 20 and surely would not have gotten much playing time if not for injuries. Yes, he has made some errors, but he is playing out of position as center back instead of his preferred positioning on right back. Forza Milan. We can talk about guys like Calabria, Steve, that got their position from injuries. Kalulu, yes, as we were mentioning, Paulie, he's made some mistakes, but do you see him like I don't know, like so far so good, right? But should be playing back in his regular position? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think I am impressed just because he's so young and playing a very important position, which is center back. Much more demanding in terms of being calm and cautious and showing quality on the ball. I don't know where we go from there. What the Kalulu experiment tells me is that Maldini didn't get rid of all the dead weight, all the dead wood. So I get that Musaki was injured. Durante he had some issues with COVID and so on and so forth, but you see that those are not in the plans of Milan. So it's going to take some time. There was also a portion of that question that said, move him up to that double pivot. The double pivot right now is really crowded. And I get that we need backups for these guys, but I don't think changing this young man's position 3 times is going to, by all means, if we have no choice, it's a cool experiment. But now you're putting him right in front of that defense where he really has to show a lot of quality on the ball. And if he is a right back by nature, it's going to be an adventure for him too, right? So
we'll definitely see how that leads. And David's asking us on YouTube, might as well, we touched it a little bit based on it last week, Steve, but Papu Gomez, do you put any truth to? I know he didn't get called up on the last game. Did you put any truth that he would fit? He would fit a Milan more than he would fit an Inter. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, and I also think that Milan would need him more than Inter needs him right now. That's for sure.
Where would he play, Steve? Ian's saying like on the wing, maybe might be able to replace Diaz because you guys, Diaz is a prestito seco, right? No options to buy, or I think there was an option to buy, but does it look? What do you think? What would you pay for Papu, Steve? I know he's 31, but I think he could bring a lot to this team. Maybe one of those players that has that experience. a la Zlatan because it's a very young team. I don't know how you what you
So
think.
this is where Milan needs to get Milan, right? And I say get Milan because this has happened to us in the past, right? The player wants to leave, all the chips are against us, or we want to buy a player, and we're so desperate to get this player that the team selling him makes us pay a stupid amount of money to get it. Now the cards are
Okay, go ahead.
now the cards are flipped, right? We have this player who obviously does not fit in the plans of Atalanta anymore, and they've made it clear, and the coach has made it clear, because if you don't call up Papu Gomez, it means that he's not in the plans anymore. You're not just suspending the guy. He's given a lot to Atalanta, and I'm waiting to give my real opinion after I hear his side of the story, both sides of the story. But now you have to think selfishly as Milan. I think he would fit at Milan. I think we do need someone like that. He's also good. He's also good on dead ball situations where he delivers a good cross. He can also take some free kicks, and Hakan has been better. He's been getting them on net. I think he's been more dangerous. But again, if we get Papu Gomez, and I don't think it's a direct replacement for someone per se. I think it gives us other options where we can fool around with other formations.
I think that makes a lot of sense, Steve. But I think if we would get a guy like Papu Gomez, he's not coming in as a savior. Hey, you're just the way we've been playing. You're just another key to the component here, right? Maybe not have that pressure that he has at Atalanta. Having a guy like Ibra in the dressing room, but again, we ain't gonna pay extraordinary amounts of money for Gomez. And other than Milan, Steve, do you see him going anywhere else?
I would be surprised if he ends up at Inter, just because they're out of Champions League, they're out of Europa, and that would be very, very interesting. I would love to know. I'm not 100% sure if he's played in Champions League. Can he play in Europa League? Because you're not really fooling around with any teams that you might have played with in the past, because Atalanta's still in Champions League. So that would be something interesting for him. Then I would see him outside of Italy, to be very honest, Joe. I wouldn't see him inside in another team. I'm not saying like the Juve, Sassuolo. I don't know if they would be able to get him.
I agree with that. Watching live right now, Ian, he did have a question for us on Patreon saying, ciao ragazzi, huge win against Sassuolo. Will be tough against Lazio with a Benacer, Kessi, and possibly even Tonali. If Tonali is also out, the option seems to be Çalhanoğlu or Calabria playing in the midfield double pivot alongside Krunic. Calabria is better defensively. He started out his career as a midfielder. Çalhanoğlu is a better passer and can get the ball out of Milan's end of the pitch. I would put Çalhanoğlu in the double pivot with Krunic, since Diaz play central attacking midfielder like he did against Sassuolo. Main reason is that we saw how Krunic played against Celtic, when he is expected to be the deep-lying player maker rather than a holding midfielder. What do you guys think about this lineup change? Would you go Calabria instead, or someone else? Forza Milan sempre. Thank you, Ian. Do you see that, Steve? Calabria in the midfield, and maybe, I don't know, like bring Calabria and Çalhanoğlu, all depending.
I like that. I'm going to give a shout out. The first time I saw it was from Carlos Sardelli, mortgage man extraordinaire here in Montreal. He said he would put Hakan in the double pivot next to Krunic, and I agree. I think I would want someone in the midfield who's used to playing midfield. I think Calabria is doing a great job on the right hand side, and we're already having a lot of trouble on the right hand side. I would not want to screw around with
best player against Genoa. Steve, do you agree? Yeah. Best player on the pitch. On the pitch.
Salute, Larry. Yes.
Nagrapet. You know what, Steve? I'm gonna have an emotional moment. I miss having a grapple with you live here. Hopefully, we get back to normal stuff from over there. But you don't have a problem with Ian's suggestion? Probably, with that formation. Hey, whatever. At this point, the mentality is working. Let's just see what the. Let's.
Like I said, guys, this Lazio game, guys. Everybody. I wish everybody from Milan Twitter would tune in to Milan Weekly Podcast, because I think from time to time we do make sense. We have to just manage our expectations. We're going in there as the underdog, whether we like it or not. We're top of the table, yes, but we've been doing a great job collecting points, picking them up, gathering them up when people drop. A little bit, we lost a little bit. It's something that bothers me. I think the Parma and the Genoa game really, really bothered me because I think those are 6 points that we could have had, and I think we would have been in a better spot. And now the injuries are catching up. Bad luck is starting to come in at the end of the year. We have to go out there, and the Pioli guys have to play. Our Milan needs to play their game. That's it.
Makes sense to me. Nahar is saying, I hope you guys are doing great. If we're able to beat Lazio with all the missing players, what does that tell you about this team? Keep up
absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He says, keep up the great work. We appreciate you, Nahar. But you're saying, Steve, if we beat Lazio, because if we beat Lazio's just not going to show up. They're going to be Mr. Dr.
No,
Mr.
It's not that. It's not that. It's just if we beat Lazio, it's that game for 90 minutes. We were the better. We were the better team or the most lucky team, because it's not. I want to see Milan with their best starting lineup there. So like, if we come out with a win, guys, we chalk it up as 3 points and we move on. This is one of those games where I'm not going to be looking for back heels, through balls. Any way, man. Any way we can scrape up 3 points or get out of there with a tie and get into the new year with some more healthy bodies. Get Ibra back. Get Benacer back. Strengthen the team a bit.
We half of the team back, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. We were just missing a lot of guys. Kajar is a very important piece that we're missing back there. But again, this comes to the point that we've been trying to make ever since the beginning, and it's not to be negative. We're relying on two guys who really, really will start, and I hope not. But the body can take so much, you understand? And like, these injuries will come up, and we need to find a way to get these guys rest. And it's catching up to us now.
No, definitely, you're making a lot of sense.
Don't burn your house down. If we're at the winter break and we're in second, Vinny says it all the time. If you start back when the season started and we're at the winter break and we're in second, guys, who wouldn't have signed for that, guys?
Exactly.
Everybody could troll you their own way. Everybody goes, well, you were in first and now you're in second. Who cares? Who cares? We're in second and we're in striking distance. That's what you have to be at all times, in striking distance.
Steve, before we I think a couple of questions on Twitter before we finish this off, and thank you to the 70 live viewers, Steve. Awesome. How are you been liking in the news about the Juventus and Luis Suarez thing, that he knew about the exam before and all this stuff is coming out like if it was an episode of Law and Order? You think the truth's gonna really come out of this, or you think it's just gonna go unpunished? This is some real bullshit, Steve.
Unfortunately, I have no faith in Italian in the Italian judicial system when it comes to Juventus and anybody of the Agnelli family. This will probably go away. If this was any other team, it would be splashed.
It wouldn't go away, Steve.
Front page, and it would never have gone away. This will go away, and it will be disgusting that it goes away. It's them trying to cheat, and they will not be punished again. And then again, it causes the laughing stock of Serie A to not punish Juventus, because people are scared to punish Juventus because Agnelli has so much power that they will lose their job somewhere down the road, and it's going to affect their family. So I don't blame them too much. It's just that there's too much power from one family there that controls a sports team. And if they had balls, this would be punished, and this would be, and I'm not saying punished. I've been seeing things of Serie B and said, no, just like you're punished. Come out and whatever the judicial system dictates as a penalty for this, it has nothing to do with soccer. It has to do with outside of soccer, the business of soccer. Yeah. So the team should be punished. It should not be punished on the field. I was seeing, send them to Serie B. No. The Italian Serie A cannot handle them in Serie B. that has nothing to do with them playing on the pitch. It has them doing things outside. Like, it's a comparison to insider trading or some other cheating thing that's done on the stock market, but it has nothing to do with the play.
To Ola, you're saying, like, if we win without the 6 starters, what he's trying to tell you, Ola, is that if we get a Mr. Hyde kind of Lazio, that they don't show up and we end up winning this game, that's what he probably meant from over there. But
it's going to tell you that, Ola. It's going to tell you that, but it's going to tell you who's going to win the Scudetto.
You got a point there already. And now,
or you're missing 6, or you're missing 1. We've dropped points when we've had a full squad. We've dropped points when we had not a full squad. So we drop. Oh, I'm going to send this question to Ola. What does it mean that we drop points against Parma and Genoa? It means that we're not going to win the Scudetto?
It's a good point. By the way, Steve, be on your best behavior. Presidente is in the chat. He's watching us right now, just to make sure. I don't hope he didn't hear the story about his snowblower 4.3. But let's go over and take it to Twitter. Pietro Il Re asking us, not only the fastest goal in Serie A, but the fastest on all major European leagues. Do we think we need a substitute for Ibra? Yes, we do. Ibra's not going to play until he's 45, guys. We wish he's going to play until he's 45.
Let's touch a bit on the Jovic kid.
Yeah.
So I see Jovic getting. This is going to be another tough one, guys, because it's going to be, from what I'm reading, they want loan with obligation to buy. The thing with obligation to buy, and I looked on the transfer market. It's a really cool website. They say his value now is 24 million, and I think Real Madrid bought him for like 60-something million. The thing that bothered me about Jovic's stats is that he has only 4 appearances. And those 4 appearances, I think, now is going to stay at 4 because I think he's injured again. I think he has pulled something in the flexor muscle. I don't know. It's some kind of...
Steve, you call it the prosciutto. So any muscle in the body, they pull the prosciutto.
Yeah. So he's injured there. And I think another problem with the Jovic is going to be wage. I think the wages are astronomical. So that might not be... Is he an interesting player? Yes. He's played with Rebic before at Frankfurt. It's very interesting, but that's another gamble, right? We're taking another gamble.
How much? No. It's okay.
Yeah, we're taking another gamble.
I think they found a great balance, Maldini and Gazidis right now. We're not going to spend that much money, but we will spend when needed. And money to be spent is for guys a la Donnarumma and maybe Çalhanoğlu. 3.5 million Çalhanoğlu, take it. Pioli's on fire. You're dancing, you're singing. So just take the deal. Just take the deal. And on Twitter as well, we're saying Fabio was asking us about best case scenario about Lazio. We did answer that before. Thank you for the questions, Steve. Before we've been an hour in so far. I think we're doing this well. You more deservedly than me. We're taking a break. We're taking a break for the first time, and who knows? Well, no, we did take a couple of years break back in time, but Steve, this Monday. Other than if maybe I get on with the Patreon, maybe we'll do a watch along. But you're off, well-deserved off, and
I'll see you guys on the 4th of January.
On the 4th of January, Steve will be back on the 4th of January. Guys, we're gonna take a little break on Monday. Like I said, maybe I might do something with the Patreon. Keep those subscriptions, notified. And I like it that even a guy like Gio, even if it's 3:00 in the morning in California, he's like, I'm there. I'm going to do it from over there. But if we do a watch along, guys, YouTube doesn't like watch alongs. So we're going to do it on the Facebook page. Or maybe, Steve, you think I could do a Milan Weekly podcast for Presidente?
Of course.
Maybe.
Unless he's off. He wants to be off. He's off. He's off. Maybe.
Everybody's off, guys. But on that note, guys, it's... Noor is our friend that made us call Hakan. It's Hakan van Basten, but saying, I'm amazed that nobody's talking about the defense splitting pass by Hakan to Leao for the fastest ever goal. Yeah, no, he did a fantastic job, Noor. But again, we keep on saying consistency, and we're not going to get into this discussion where you put him on par for every player that played for Milan since the 90s. But yes, he did do a fantastic job on that. Steve, have yourself another shot of grappa.
Adam.
Year 4. I'm gonna wait. But guys, on a side note, thank you. One saying he wants to see Presidente. One, you know it's not gonna be Presidente on video. It's probably gonna be like a mock-up of him or Marcel. Marcel is a stunt double. Maybe we'll do it from over there. But Steve, what time would Presidente give me? It can be during dinner time or kids' time. It would have to be. We're at 11 p.m. or what? 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Angela wants to know about manscaping.
It's no problem. We can even share the screen.
So, guys, manscaped.com. Honestly, that like on a side note, I was, you hear about these products, Steve, and it's always about like, oh, is this as good as I think it is? And I'm actually impressed. It's really quality stuff. If you look at their now, Angie, if David, let's say he has some nose hairs. Or maybe he's got some ear hairs. They have the weed whacker over there. Look at this beautiful $159 is not the price that you pay, guys. You even get an extra discount. No bella parte de mutant. You got a nice pair of silky boxers from there. I've tried them on. They're fantastic. But if you do have some questions, let us know. And if David looks like he's got that Chester kind of thing, so if he might use the serenity.
Pass the message. It's fantastic for the Valley of Death. From the ball sack to the crack of the ass, you have no damage there. We have Anthony Calcara, fellow admit, he's waiting for his. He's gonna shave. He's gonna go to school on those weeds down there in the Paulinis.
And we're gonna come up with our new slogan for Manscaped. But thank you. I know we had a couple of orders that used the MWP promo cast, but let us know, Angela, and if we need to ship you one from over there, let us know. We got plugs. President is going to call the president of Manscaped and send you one from over there. But Steve, other than we have who's the hairiest guy on the Milan squad? Go. Who is the Milan corner? Friends, Ari and friends there. But who is the hairiest guy on the? Who would need Manscaped, Steve?
Me. It's only normal with me.
On the Milan squad.
Oh, on our Milan squad.
Who whatever players would need Manscaped?
Guaranteed it's Gigio Donnarumma.
Gigio, you think he doesn't take care of his family jewels?
Look at his face. He has the beard and everything. He has the hair. For sure, he's the youngest. He doesn't know he has to shave his balls.
Those kids for sure, like Theo, Maldini, Hulk Hogan. They Manscaped for sure, but yeah, Donnarumma looks like he's from a campagna. He doesn't know much about these kind of things. So, Gigio, if you need a deal, we'll send you the code.
20% off, Gigio.
David's saying definitely Hakan. I see that Hakan. He's a Turkish man, right? He's got the little beard from over there too. Who knows? He just had a baby. Maybe he hasn't taken care of down there. But Hakan, we have a code for you as well. But Steve, honestly. We're going to take a week off, right? Well-deserved break from over there. I just want to take the time to thank everybody. What episode is this now? Like, we're over 170 episodes, but guys, from the Twitter, from Patreon, from Janusz Mihalik joining us on a wonderful conversation during the week. And you know what? I loved it that just shooting the shit, right? And I love how guys, like even working for ESPN, that whether it be with you, whether it be with me, yeah, let's go talk to these guys, because we're not going to be asking stupid questions or what's going on behind the scenes. We're going to talk about, food, and that's what I spoke to him about, the greatest Polish exports, and he did put pierogies ahead of Lewandowski, so I love him over there. But any closing words, Steve, for our fans? They're not going to see you for over 10 days.
Now, thank you guys. Like I said, like Vinny said, thank you. It's been a fantastic year. We're gonna take a little pause and come back to when the games start over on the 3rd. We'll be Milan Weekly Podcast live again on the 4th of January. Salute. I wish you happy holidays. I wish you a fantastic end to this stupid 2020 and a fantastic start to 2021. Salute. Cendan.
Buon Natale a tutti. I wish I was cheering with you live as Stevie P, but like I said, Stevie P, even though we're in lockdown, even though he's on vacation, Stevie P is not on vacation. He's at home with the kids, with the wife. And like I said, if there might be a surprise Milan Weekly Podcast special, subscribe. If I go on with Presidente, if I go on with the guys, if I go on with a watch along, Stevie P needs that time off. And hey, a week, Steve, to not be negative, because you're the negative guy. Remember, you're the negative guy on Milan Weekly Podcast. But honestly, guys, we'll see each other on Wednesday. Hopefully we get a good win on that one there. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas from everywhere, from all four corners of the world, Steve, because we are international. But we do appreciate all your support. And do we have anything else to say to our wonderful fans?
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan, guys. Let's go beat those biancoceleste on Wednesday. Ovunque sempre.
Forza Milan.
Ciao, guys. Oh, we have to put